is stopping us in doing some deep conscious, some fear, something which is holding us back. So that part will be doing it. First is you have learned ABCD, right? ABCD, you know how to give an order for every word. Okay. Now you have to go for paragraphs, everything. So soul architects is completely about understanding the psychological part. And then comes the spiritual part where you are literally doing the energy work. That's when whatever shadow work you do, it never comes back.
Yeah.
In these three areas, anywhere it is there, if that little point is there, again things keep coming up, coming back. It's anyhow there.
Yep.
And my website, though I have listed down all the topics, you may not be really understanding that because I write in some flow. So the words would be totally different. But there I'll be dealing with emotions mostly, finances, and relationships, and your physical reality completely. All these things:
Okay.
emotions,
Okay.
relationships, time, finances, physical area, and the spiritual thing, spiritual
Okay.
part. All this will be there.
Okay.
My website name is divinespaceglobal.com.
I haven't actually checked your website. I will too. Yeah.
Only thing is, fees will be there. It's not a free program. I just want to be clear. But then there are many programs. Once you join Solar Architects, I'll be doing with you. It's absolutely not fees oriented, where you will, those topics will be good for even the newcomers, freshers also who are coming. And for you also, it will be like additional things where you will be knowing, because most of the things I couldn't already there are 80 plus topics are there, but then I couldn't add on
Yeah.
even more. If not, it will be like going on process.
Yeah.
Weekly
Yes.
once itself, the course is going on for 1.5 year. And even if I do it
Yes.
every day 1 hour also, it will be happening something like 4.5 months,
Yes.
even if we do every day. So I didn't wanted to
Yep.
add even more. So those things I'll equip you. That's not an issue.
So, ma'am,
Yep.
just what will be the fee structure? Just to understand for everyone. It's like how we pay.
Soul Architects. Yeah, it
Yes.
is.
And
You
how
can
long
pay
will be
by
the course?
Google Pay or Phone Pay. Anything will do.
No, ma'am, like is it like a monthly sort of fee or yearly fee?
However you wish to. 80,000 is the fee. However you want to, you can do.
And how long is the program, ma'am?
Yeah, it will be because 80 topics. It will go on a stretch. Every day, if you do a class, even for 1 hour every day, it will take 4 to 4.5 months.
Oh,
If
okay.
you're doing weekly once, then it's going to be 1.5 year.
Ma'am, but my question is, like I feel like we take so much information every day from you, and it of course is making sense, but I feel that it's still we need take time to implement those in our lives.
You
So do
really
you think?
actually, that is the doubt everyone would have. Okay,
Yeah.
are we really ready? It would,
Yeah.
anyone would have it, but the program itself is so easy. You have to remember only 1 2 3 points. And in Solar Architects, the program is designed in such a way you will end up doing it. It's completely a practical application. So you are learning it,
Okay.
you are doing it. That's why that
Okay.
1 week break is there. Some things
Okay.
are just for our knowingness, and some things will be planning it, will be doing it completely. Here in
Okay.
Soul Designers, you are taking in a lot of information, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is 7 mirrors are there. In this 7 mirrors are there. In reflection, some mirrors are there. Now these are the points. You are making yourself in the broad way ready. But in Soul Architects, you will have to apply everything. So Soul Designers is must before coming to Soul Architects, because in Soul Designers, whatever you are learning, I am going to again replay there whenever whatever is needed. So you will be jotting it out.
Yep.
This will
Okay.
be there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
Thank you,
reason.
ma'am.
Mostly it is. That's the reason that 1 week gap is also being given. That 1 week you will have little of homework of doing for yourself. Every day doing it. It's not the new things where you might have heard some techniques before, you might have learned some techniques before, but still, sometimes we keep hearing it, but we don't really get time to practically apply it. But here you will end up doing it. That's how I made it that point. Everyone has to do it now. Knowledge
So
is already overboarded.
yes, yes. And we, of course, ma'am, have heard that sometimes spiritual journey take years and years and years, and do you think this help to be, faster to that, reach faster to that destination?
Definitely. I don't say faster, but it's instant.
Okay.
Because the major part you're dealing with. But then if you are just listening there and not doing any homework, then again
Yes,
it's the same thing.
yes,
That's
yes.
anyhow.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you.
It's a choice. You can take your own time, but it's how that flow must go. You're fresh. It is even more good.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyhow, we have Viva. So
Ma'am, please give a date for Viva. We need to prepare. As I said, I feel I need to listen to every single session of yours again.
oh, you have time. You can listen. Viva is not generally, it is taken 1-to-1 oral test, but here we'll have it in group itself. Okay. I'll be asking, because I know every day who are attending, I know basically. So I'll be asking few questions. You have to just answer that.
Okay.
What all questions I'll be asking, I'll message you much earlier.
Oh, okay.
What would be the portion?
Thank
It's
you,
an
ma'am.
open book test.
Yeah.
Earlier, when I did the Soul Designers program offline, there were people, whoever used to come for exam, they used to ask for, ma'am, additional sheet, bunch of papers they are writing and they're packing and giving. It was fun. But once it has become online, it is like no papers, nothing. You
Yeah.
have to answer the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, ma'am. I think Kanchanji already started the recording, ma'am.
Oh.
And thank you so much for explaining all these details. I think we were trying to do a catch up with every team member. We have a plan yesterday as well, but Kanchanji got really sick today. She's actually saying she's vomiting and maybe gastro or something. But no, a good explanation. I guess everybody have more knowledge now on the program and then fee structure and everything. But yes, of course, if you have more questions, please welcome directly. You can either ask ma'am or drop in a group, and then we'll be happy to discuss and give you more
Yeah.
information.
Yeah. Exclusively for Soul Architects, if anyone has any queries, we can gather in a different timing with a different
Yes.
meeting ID and we can discuss.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Like before, like at 9 o'clock, we all catch up and we can explain and discuss. But yeah, as you know, it's sometimes, yeah. No, thank you so much. That's good. It's happened and we all discussed.
Yeah, we'll start.
Yes, ma'am.
With the topic.
Yeah.
Already started the recording.
Yeah. So today's topic is about transgeneration healing. That is, we are mostly dealing up with family constellation. What is this family and what is that code which is passing through from generations to generations, and how do we decode it? Okay, so here family constellation is where we are talking about transgenerational healing. We have to understand what is reframing. What are we consciously reframing? Conscious reframing is all about knowing the patterns and reframing them by nullifying. How do you nullify? With an integrated knowledge. Okay, of the essence of the seed. Like, for example, if anything which is repeating as a pattern in our life, we know it is coming from generations, right? There is a family, for example, who had only girls taking birth all the time, not many number of boys happening, right? Or maybe there's zero count of boys in a family, only girls. And there is a family, there are only boys and no girls. Okay. Now, if this is the funda which is coming up in these two ways, in two directions, now how are they are going to heal and nullify it completely? Okay. What is that essence they need to learn? Right. So a pattern repeats when you are there is the time has come where you need to upgrade it, or you need to change it, or you need to refine it. Right. Because of all these things, patterns come. Generally, we have an understanding that because if any pattern is repeating, we think that there is some lesson we need to learn. Until we learn the lesson, the pattern repeats. One thing is, there is nothing called we have to learn any lessons from anything. There is nothing called karmic lesson. Yes, there is something you need to understand, but there is nothing for us to learn as where we sit and mug up and understand it and everything. It is just you are knowing it. You are realizing it, right? When you know it, you know that this is what is happening. When you realize it, you know where to take it. Okay. This structure is what we all say it is learning process. Now, how do you know the pattern? When you know it, it is very visible. This pattern is repeating. Now, okay, this has happened again. The same story has happened to my mom. Now the same story happened to me also. And the same story happened to my grandmom also. Okay. When we are talking all this, this is a continuous flow which is happening. Now, how do we define patterns? Okay, we know that pattern is repeating and we have identified this pattern. We are supposed to reframe it, understand it, know it well, and then reframe it. Now, how are we defining these patterns? Pattern is a situation which is repeating again and again, right? It is a situation. Like, for example, what is a pattern? It is coming from generation, right? So in one generation, one lady decides that there is so much pain for a woman in this world. I don't want any woman, any female taking birth in this family. Okay. With that strong, very strong emotional charge, she leaves the body. Anything you want to manifest, give an emotional charge. Once it is charged with any kind of emotion, that keeps repeating. Okay, that flows on, right? The stronger the emotion, the strongest is the manifestation, right? So now when you're continuously doing that, after a certain period of time, it starts diffusing slowly, because it can't be lengthy for all lifetime. Why it gets diffused? Because somewhere some thought will again give a thought, why don't we have girls? We love girls. I wish we have girls in the family. Okay, these thoughts from the same members of the family after few generations will start generating a new urge for wanting a child, and this prior thought will slowly get to diffuse. Okay, now this pattern is the situations that is actually why these patterns come, because these are the patterns, these are the kind of situations which are actually throwing us to the path towards completion. We want to finish it. That's the reason this is happening. We want to take it to the end. It is not something where a pattern is repeating again and again. I have to learn something. No, we have the responsibility of giving a closure to that situation. That is the reason something is coming again and again. So it is through the pattern we understand. What do we understand through these patterns? We understand our scripture. Okay, our family scripture. What is there in the family? Say if I ask for yourself, how many names do you know before your parents? Your father, let us take father's clan. You all know the name of your father, and then your grandfather, and then your great grandfather. No, not reached till great grandfather also. Okay. So how many names have you reached? One generation, two generations. So father and grandfather. Okay. If we are not knowing their names and what happened in their lives, we have not read our own scripture. When we have not read our own scripture, we will not understand what is happening in our life. We will be running in the same ideology of where am I supposed to correct myself, where am I doing wrong, what is that I need to learn. We'll be wandering here only. Okay, because we'll be leading from this moment only. But we have to understand what is happening. Patterns, they not only help us in understanding, they also make us sure, so that we consciously reframe our system, entire system. Okay, our eating habits, from where we have got our eating habits. Say suppose a person is coming from the northern side, right, northern part of India, right, and they have a kind of eating habits. They might be having their staple food might be, roti, chapati, or anything, not rice, right. Whereas the southern part of people, they have a they have a staple food of eating rice, and recipes making in a different way. Why? There are two, even eastern part also, there are some eastern side of people who have the staple food rice only, but their recipes are different. The southern part, who are completely eating the same staple food as rice, their recipes are different. Why the difference? Bengali food is different, Punjabi food is different, Andhra food is different, Telangana food is different. Okay, Maharashtrian food is different, Gujarati food is different. Why? We are living in the same India, right? Why so much of difference? Why in our culture this kind of food is being there? Because of our geographical pattern. According to geography, where when we come to South India, we every land is fertile in entire India. Land is completely fertile, but every land cannot produce the same crop, right? A certain part of land produces a certain kind of crop, and a certain part of land produces certain other kind of crop, right? That's the reason what we grow, we grew and we started eating it. So our bodies have become so much tuned, so that the juices of everything what we ate went into our system, making our entire system working, energy state working, right? If we go to north, if say suppose if I am a South Indian girl, and if I go to north, Delhi, Punjab, or anywhere, if I go there and if I have to live there, within 10 days I'll go mad. So much roti I cannot eat. It is highly impossible. I long for that pickles, I long for that chutney and all these things, these recipes, right? And if you leave Bengal kind of a person in the completely down south, whether with Andhra food and all, within 2-3 days he'll go mad, because so much of tamarind, that things they cannot handle. Tangy things they cannot handle. We have southern part is more of hot places, so we use what do you call khatta thing, what do you call in English, what do you say, tangy, right? So tangy things, so we are eating more, because that keeps the tamarind what we use, that keeps the body cool, right? So it is a physical area. In the physical area itself, everything is being taken based on the geographical things, right? And we have no clue about it, because we never thought about it, we never understood about it. Nobody told us, to be very honest. Nobody told us, nobody worked in so deeper way, and nobody told us. We have no idea, right? And when this is the physical state, now when we are going into the system, energy system inside our body, if we are not aware of our own scripture, we will not know what is happening in our life. And when we do not know, we will not be aware of what to change. So every time a pattern is repeating at the subtle level, some or the other fragrance is added to it. We are not aware, because like example I said, one lady has taken a decision, there should be no females in this family. But whenever the generations happened, one or the other generations started longing for it. Pattern might be repeating, they might not be having a girl child, but the thought, that intensity for wanting a girl child is slowly diffusing the old, and it is at the subtle level, it is taking towards evolution, towards completion, right? So we actually don't have to worry that we have missed something, but the process of evolution is on since generations. It has been on. We have no clue. Early man, how he was, we know how we are now. We are not we are wearing clothes, we are not wrapping any leaves and any patta on us. We know how to brush our teeth, we know what to eat, what not to eat, what is healthy, what is this. We know how to light up our stoves. Everything is there, right? So how did we reach to this state? We reached to this stage after learning so many things. So our previous generations might have understood life and seen life much beyond what is reachable to us right now. Right? There was a time, there were people, say 20,000 years back or 30,000 years back or even more. They knew agriculture. They knew architecture. Today we make a beautiful building and we praise ourselves. Wow, what an intelligence. We made such a beautiful structure. But much greater structures and much bigger ones, they've always been used. Right. In archaeology department has come out with so many things. If we really look into the Discovery Channel, we know from where people have come. Everywhere there is a common story, like whether it is in Bible or Quran or even our Hindu scriptures, as per our Vedas and all. We all know the Manu Charitra. We all know a person called Noah who had come, who taught everything and left. And there's always a saying, whenever there is a world is coming to an end, Lord Sri Mahavishnu is going to come, say the Savior is going to come, protect us and go. This has been happening all the time. Whenever it was all ocean earlier, right? We still know Dwaraka, where we talk about, it is below the water edge, right? Below the ocean, right? Like that, many areas now what we call as island were a part of a vast land before. It is because of water levels raising up, because of the heat being created slowly, water levels have been raising up, and then that particular earth element is going below the waters. Right? When that was happening, what happened to the people who lived there? Some people were being taken care, and how did they come up across, and how did they again start life? Why that pattern? Again, there has been a number of evidences. Always a person from waters have come and taught them agriculture, taught them architecture, taught them how to use the tools. They taught something or the other new thing and left. We do not know. Why we know how to earn money, why we know how to cook food, why we know how to handle our things, many of the things. Why? Because our previous generations have already done it. They have done it much beyond what we are doing actually now. Our height does not increase more than 7. Max is 7. Right? 7 plus is a rare case. 7 itself is a rare number, but 7 plus of height is a rare case. But there are evidences where our earlier generations, they were 15 feet and 16 feet height. How did they do all the architecture? It was very easy for them to lift the stone and put it. We need machines. They didn't even need it, but they did it all by themselves. The best of architecture and the designs we know even today, right? all this intelligence is right now there within our body system. It is there. Every cell inside our body is holding that intelligence. Whenever the patterns are repeating, it is repeating because of the genetic tendencies we carry. And then tendencies are nothing but they are the part of the memory stored in our system, right? And now memories manifest. The moment there is a memory, it is manifesting as some situation, as an expression. And why it is happening? Because it is because of the incompletion in the pattern. You need to complete a memory. It has to lead towards it. It's an intelligence. It will happen. It is on its own. If we don't do it this life, it is okay. Next life, next generation, people will do it. Right? We are finishing. We have reached the point. We have already, we say karmic baggage. Why we say karmic baggage? Karmic baggage is, what is karma? It's action. But what the memory of every action of the previous generation, the memory has brought us into facing some or the other consequence. So these consequences are leading towards every situation always to come in, right? Unless the completion is felt from within, the process will be either slow, or the pattern may carry forward in the next generation, right? If you want to finish up any pattern, whether we are aware of it or we are not aware of it, the first thing is we have to accept life the way it is. The moment we say, I don't like this in my life, that means we are creating a ripple. We are allowing it to create a pattern where it flows to the next generation. I know a lady who always said, my mother-in-law troubled me a lot. That's the reason I don't want my son to get married as long as she's there. Okay. So literally they had to take away the mother-in-law and leave her in her daughter's place. And the son's wedding happened and all lived happily. Very nice. Okay. And now what happened? Is this the right thing? Just because I want my son to get married, I can't simply leave the old woman somewhere else, right? It is an action which has happened. Now, what is the consequence here? My mind has thought that with this lady, I can't provide any space to my son and his family, so I have to remove this lady from my life. And I felt it is okay to do it. Right? I have made it right perception for it. Right? Now the consequence comes in their life. They will come across a place where maybe the son and daughter-in-law fight with each of them, get separated. This is a life case I've seen in my life. Got separated, and then till the mother-in-law died, they could not come back and live as one family. The pattern got carried back again. Why it didn't continue to the next generation is, I say the daughter-in-law was lucky enough to have all the knowledge about transgeneration healing. She gave it back. She could consciously give it back, and she didn't have to clear it out within her life. Right? This is what knowledge does for us. When you are aware of our scriptures, you know where to give what kind of movement so that something does not get repeated. Even if it is repeating, you know how to make an action so that it moves towards evolution. Right? Now, how do you nullify these patterns? Say we have identified the stories, and now we have identified some pattern. Now, how do we nullify this? We have understood what is pattern, why it is coming, and what is happening, result about this pattern. Now, how do you nullify is, now look into the areas where there are incomplete wishes. Maybe your parents had some thought, but for whatever reason, they could not do it. Maybe your grandparents had something, for whatever reason, they could not do it. Now see where life is opening a door for you, where that wish is going to be fulfilled. Because Their incompletion is nothing but their wound, which we are going to carry. Why we feel some unresolved parts inside us. See, end of the day, what is that we want in life? We want a very peaceful, very happy, and very happening kind of life, right? We don't want sorrows. Everything what we are doing is to change the way how we feel. Everything is for that, right? Now there are some things, in spite of learning so many things, some things don't change. They are not helping us, providing us in changing our feeling. That's where you have to catch what was that incomplete wish. Where is this Arundhati, which is, sitting silently with that incomplete wish of kicking out something else from her system, right? We have to find out that. And that part, if you are willing to heal with lot of care, because dissolving a pattern needs lot of empathy, lot of self-love, and lot of strength, and good amount of patience, right? There are some areas where maybe our early generations have, previous generations have struggled a lot. They might have taken a lot of pain, sometimes physical, sometimes psychological. Their spiritual growth was cut off because of this incompletions. They might have carried so much of pain. So when we are dealing with it, we have to deal it with a lot of patience. And when you, the one who wishes to really nullify the pattern, now I have identified a pattern in my family, now I've decided I have to change it. That means I need to understand what is the power of self-love. I need to really begin to live it. Without, every problem is happening in our life because of not having loving self enough. Once you love enough, with a good amount of self-love is there inside you, then slowly you are actually nullifying many patterns also. Sometimes unconsciously, we might not be aware of, but we simply do it. Okay. Becoming conscious, the minute you are aware, it is like realization is a beginning of reversal. Once you realize, it is slowly diffusing. It has begun to diffuse. Okay. It is like the process is towards clearance. And now, how do you integrate it? Whatever is a pattern and whatever is happening, how do you integrate it? Integration is first understand how are you perceiving the situations. Whatever is the situation, how are you perceiving it? If we are perceiving it as, okay, this person has done a particular thing to her elders or anybody in the family, now the pattern is repeating to them, now they have to learn their lessons. If we are giving this kind of perception, then the same thing is applicable to us. We have created a ripple again. Now, whatever happens in our life, we have to learn something or not. There will be something for us to learn. Till we learn, we understand, we learn, we thorough and resolve where the perception we have actually first began to take, till that gets nullified, we continuously repeat it. That is the reason we have to always understand steps like, first is how do you perceive things, and where is the authenticity? Are you truly understand the way you are understanding? Is it really true? Okay. Is it because I am used to understand life like this? That's the reason I'm understanding, I'm perceiving is this way. Okay. How authentic? You have to authentify it, whatever you have perceived. And now you absorb. Okay. Now you are actually integrating inside yourself. Okay. Why am I perceiving this situation, a particular situation like this? What is that I am holding back? There is when we were doing the third eye chakra, we talked about emotional dysfunction of third eye chakra is nightmares and hallucinations and all this, right? When we talk about nightmares, what is a nightmare? We are scared. We cannot, the intensity is so huge that even after the waking up, we remember it until many days. It's there, we're fresh in our mind. But whenever there is a nightmare, we have to understand there is something which we have not yet dealt from our past, something related to some emotion, because it's an emotional dysfunction. And that is why our third eye is showing it as a dark projections. We are able to see, we are able to sense. Sometimes in midnight we sense somebody standing behind us, or somebody, putting a hand on us. There's so many creepy things which happen. Okay, from where this happen? It is not because something is there or anything is happening. It is because there is an unresolved issue psychologically, or emotionally. There is an unresolved issue which we are yet to process, and we are not dealing with it. Maybe we are ignorant about it, we have not known about it, we are not aware completely. There's no awareness about whatever we are holding inside. That is the reason these things happen. So you have to absorb that. So if you are perceiving anything, how am I perceiving a thing, and what is that got to do with me and my story, whatever I'm perceiving. If I'm saying the other person is bad, then why am I saying that this particular person is bad? What is that bad in me, that which is making me to identify this behavior of a person as so and so, labeling as so and so. Now I absorb it, I integrate it, where is there in my life, and now I consider the other perspectives also. It could be this also, it could be this also. Okay, it could be anything. You're actually seeing from four sides. You're watching the situation from the above, from all the four sides. It's like pyramid, and you are sitting on the top, and you are seeing all the four directions. Okay, you are understanding a situation from all the four directions, right? Masculine, feminine, in both resolved and unresolved phases, right? Masculine is the thought process, feminine is the action part, right? Both the things, how we are perceiving it. So we are dealing it with where is the thought, and where is was the unresolved thought, and where was the unresolved action, where was the resolved thought, and where was the resolved action. Okay, we are dealing with this is how we look into the perspectives. That's when you are able to transform it, right? And generally there are failures also happens, where you are not able to reframe any pattern. The failures happen just because of comparison issues. Comparison issue is, okay, I'm only supposed to do everything, the other person is not going to do anything. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Why? If that person is being given importance, I'm also supposed to give importance. Okay, we are comparing why this thing is happening to them, why it is not happening to me, why only me. Okay, all these are comparison issue. Whenever you are comparing in any situation or with any person or anything, you are actually failing to reframe a pattern. Okay, and even your fears also don't allow to change the pattern, because there is a fear of success. We might be holding fear of change. We don't want to change. Everything is going on fine. Let it be. I don't want to change anything. We are scared. Okay, and we have a fear of reaching a success also. We want to be very modest of this kind of thoughts come to us, that oh, this success and all, it happens in movies, it's not in real life. We are only degrading because somewhere the fear is stopping us. So whenever there is a fear for any situation, you are holding any fear, you are failing. So these nightmares, the more number of nightmares, they are actually telling you there are n number of situations which are coming up, but you are failing to handle that. You are failing to resolve that emotional point, issue which you are holding it. And next, the false aims. False aims is, oh, I am this, I'm not supposed to cry. I am this, I'm not supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to be only like that. Okay, we mostly in our spiritual path we get to listen that we are supposed to be good. Everything is right. We are supposed to be good. We are supposed to be compassionate. We are supposed to be kind. Everything is good. But awareness should not be just a projection. It should become our reflection also. Right? I should not be acting on awareness, but I should be living on awareness. Right? So false aims are stopping us. And then there is unrefined love. There is love, but it is not refined. That's the reason we don't want anyone to, if anyone comes and takes, if suppose a person has come and he says, please don't come to my house. I'm inviting everyone, but you are not welcome. Okay, for whatever reason you are not welcome. Maybe they might be talking very good. They might be saying, because I can't give much time to you, this occasion I've invited somebody else and I cannot give time to you. So you will feel hurt. That's the reason I have this occasion in my house, but please don't come. Okay. When that, if you are thinking that why generally what our human logic says, why at all he has to call? If he's not calling, it is okay. Why he has to call? Okay, why this person has called me and said don't come? To say don't come, why he has to call? If he has never called me, I would have anyhow not ended up going there. Why it has to come? All these thoughts, these are coming from our own identity perceptions, where the identification of I is becoming more important. It is not a refined compassion. If we think, okay, that person has called and said, okay, he has delivered his own way, maybe he is somehow wanting me to be there, but somehow maybe what he says is true, it is okay, it is fine, he has opened up. Okay, if somebody says, please don't gift me the plain kind of saris, gift me I am used to wearing very bright colors, I don't like wearing simple kind of things, if anyone says, and you are about to gift them a nice sari, then how would we feel? Like, we have to feel good about that. We must think, okay, that person is feeling so oneness about with me, that's the reason openly they are able to say what they are feeling like. If not, they could have simply taken it and not wearing it and kept keeping it somewhere else. Right. So we have to identify in which, in what kind of thoughts we are, the love area or the compassion issues are not refined, yet to be refining, and always living in the dark. This is the most important thing. Always living in the dark. A person who will always continuously say, my house is not good, my house is very wonderful, very useless, my ancestors have given me this old, almost tearing up kind of a house, what will I do in this house? Always cursing something which you have. There is no gratitude at all. Okay, and there is no forgiveness, that you are not in the state of forgive anything. You are holding grudges all the time, and your non acceptance to imperfection. Something is imperfect, it's okay, it's fine. Okay, we are not wanting all this kind of things. Wherever we are comparing, wherever we are having false aims, wherever we are not accepting the imperfection, wherever we are wanting to live in that grudges and complaints and all these things, wherever we are aiming very false towards false things. I need to have 100 acres of land, only then I'm called zamindar. If 1 acre 2 acres, what 1 acre 2 acre, that's very silly. This is a false aim. What defines you? Your internal truth, your authenticity, and your abundance. The essence of abundance defines you. Oneness defines you. Your achievements does not define you. Your accomplishments does not define you. Your property and all these things don't define you. Your vocabulary and acting on to the projection also will not define you. It is much beyond things which actually define you. Right. The process, how it takes, whenever a situation comes, anything comes which you think, I don't know how to do about it. It might be a small thing or anything. You think that I don't know what to do about it. This kind of difficult kind of situation has come. You sit in silence then and there. Just go into the state of rest. You are simply keeping yourself calm without any reactions inside. Neither inside, neither outside. Now you evaluate. Go into the next state of evaluation. How do you evaluate? What happened? What happened in the situation? How am I feeling about the situation? Okay. What is my role in that situation? Okay. Evaluate everything. How much important is that the situation for me? And for that, what is that I want to do? Evaluate everything. Ask all the questions. And now get into the state of healing. The more you are evaluating, you are slowly getting into the state of healing. Slowly the healing is happening. You are there. Right? And then slowly the knowledge opens up. Insights open up slowly. And breath work does wonders with such things. You're sitting with the situation, focusing only on your breath. Your focus is only on your breath. Maybe your mind is continuously thinking about it, but you are watching your thoughts through your breath. And these are the status which go. Once you know about it, once you start realizing what is happening, there is a tremendous amount of wisdom that flows, tremendous amount of good amount of absolute truths which flow. And then you begin to feel a peaceful, a peace state. You begin to feel very peaceful inside you. Once you are peaceful inside you, actually in external whatever situation you actually started all this process, it will take a momentum. You're not doing anything, you just sat in silence and just worked on it, but you will see a momentum as you have resolved inside. That thing goes into a momentum. Now that momentum is taking to a state of pure resolved love, refined love. Okay, now you have actually mastered that situation. Once you mastered a particular situation, any situation you have mastered, right? We naturally fall into a reframing our this patterns. Just you have to begin with the resting mode. We have forgotten how to rest. We do not know. In spite of COVID, we do not know how to rest. We are always on toes all the time. Morning I woke up, morning I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. We are pressuring ourselves. Oh my god, I have to go to office, I have to earn so much money, I have to give to them, I have to do this, I have to do that. We are pressuring ourselves. We have forgotten how to rest ourselves. So these are the situations which are actually throwing you to fall into the state of rest. If we miss that rest, all the process, we are missing it, right? We have to slowly go into the point of resting mode. Once you begin to rest, everything flows. You begin to, the evaluation begins, everything. You can take the help of your own breath to do all these things. And you see this, how you are healing the situations which are coming from our generations, previous generations till now, and dealing with it. Okay, this is the process where we identify the pattern, and what is a pattern we understand, and how to nullify them, and how to integrate a particular thing, and what are the steps to be followed. Okay, this is the momentum. And reframing is actually the simplest way of living. Reframing is not like we have to sit with the situation, we have to deal with it, so many questions, so many this, nothing like that. Everything falls naturally. It is the system, it is the way of our mind mechanism. Whether we like it or we don't like it, this is how our brain functions. Okay, you have to just remain calm, that's all, so that the brain functions in the right way. So it's the simplest way of living. And reframing the memories is like you are into a new opening. You are actually opening a new door for that. And you are, whenever you are reframing, you are stopping all the unnecessary things to come into creation, into manifestation. Okay. And whenever you are reframing, you are actually taking a particular thing towards completion. Right. So we have to understand we are here to live, not to learn or anything. We know how to create our own reality. Our internal system knows thoroughly. Okay, there is something called living. We are here to live, not act, not to reject anything, not to abandon anything, not to resist anything. We are here to live everything. If there is a saddest situation has come, live that sadness totally with an awareness that yes, unless I embrace, this is also sadness. I need to understand this is how sadness looks like. These are the various phases of sadness. Even courage has many faces. The same way sadness has many phases. Some sadness take us to pleasurable moment, and some sadness remain us into even more deeper sadness. So we have to understand we are here to just live the moment with all the internal reaction cut off. Detaching, there is absolutely come to a state where you are resting internally and externally, sitting in silence. It's like a witnessing state. You're just witnessing and nothing. No reaction, either verbally or any action oriented, right? This is how we need to be understand. This is how the transgenerational healing happens. Whether we like it, we don't like it, we understand it, we know the story, we do not know the story, things are flowing it. But when we know it, we know how to deal with it. We begin to enjoy, we begin to nurture, pamper, and take the crux of the consciously of that essence. We are able to do that. That's how it is. Okay, so this little is the topic of today. This is only a beginning. You can take this as a beginning part for inner child before we begin inner child and spiritual parenting. Inner child is dealing with the child, essence of child within, and spiritual parenting is parenting the child inside us. Okay, this is what this basically what patterns we are getting it from our generations and how we are dealing with it. Okay. Yeah, any doubts or anything? Yes. No
Any
doubts. All are silent.
I will ask that. I raise my hand. Um, so, ma'am, what I understand is like, doesn't matter if you know what's happening your inside, like, because everything go back to a childhood most of the time. Yes, what happened in my childhood, what happened in your past life or previous lives, is so much harder to find out because you got certain memories only which you remember. So it means if we just do the breath work and watch our breath, it will heal our previous anything
Yes.
happening.
Yes. Even
Knowing
our
that
generations.
we don't really need to focus. If you know the issue, that's fine. But if you don't know the issue, just keep
It's
doing
okay.
it.
Yeah. That's why there are these techniques help us all dealing with our unconscious states. It is good if we realize it, but then once when we start these techniques like in breath work, when you begin to do this breath work, first is you are learning how to breathe. You are learning how to breathe from the breath itself, and then you begin to breathe. There are some thoughts which come, but still you are witnessing those thoughts through your breath, and then there are so much resolving which keeps happening. You might feel emotional, you might feel anger, you might be anything might come out, or you might feel very pleasant, light, or all these things, but you are actually clearing something which probably you there is not necessarily there is something you need to know for your present life to move ahead. That's all. What you need to know, your breath will tell you very clearly. It will show you as some story or something, or maybe a memory of your childhood. It will connect you with something.
I agree with you on that because since I'm doing meditation, I never had like any experiences with my childhood. I always in present. All my memories in present. If I'm watching something, I'm well mature and never gone to my childhood or anything like that. But after breath work and after that session we did for past life, I literally went to my childhood, and I think I'm a bit peaceful after that. So I'm not sure what healed. I don't even know what's healed, what been healed inside me, but I think I'm a bit peaceful on that note. But on other note, as you said, like if something running in your family or your generations to generations, how we can heal. I just want to understand. I'll give you an example. Like in my family, most of my aunties and cousins, we all have issue with the food addiction. All have whenever we sit together, we we forgot how much to eat and what to do with food, and we just eat. So I think it's running in the family. Some are in this level, some are a lower level, and that sort of thing. But we all have a little bit of issue with the food or relation with the food. When I got a separate, we used to live in the same sort of suburb, but now I moved a bit further away from them. When I move further away from them, I feel like I have a more better control on my food habits as I control when I'm living with them. But soon I go back to that together. I get merged in them again. And I feel like what happened to me, and I just 1 week or so, I then lose my control altogether, and then I have to go back and struggle again. So what is it? So how I heal that? How can I heal my, if it is a generation issue somewhere in my
Yeah.
the
Every pattern
okay.
is coming to us as a reminder, right? Now this is clear. It's coming to us as a reminder that something this is dealing with. Now you have to connect to your scripture. What what was the background and how they understood, they perceived food as, or great grandfathers or fathers. See, our parents knows about their parents. Okay, we never got a chance to listen from them about their parents, right? Maybe we were busy in life, yeah, or they might be busy in life, or it didn't happen for some or the other reason. It didn't happen. Now when something like this is coming up, we can open up and we can sit with them, understanding. Tell me about them. What were their lifestyle, what they liked, what they did not like, what food they liked, and how did they eat it. Okay, and what did they do for their livelihood, how did they balance so many things. Okay, when you begin to know about them, what is happening, you are awakening their essence inside you. Okay, you're just talking about them. There might be some silly questions which we are not even interested for our life, but still when we are with all the intensity, when we are talking about them, we are activating their essence inside us, and this essence is getting activated with the solution. For sure, it is activating, getting activating with the solution. And the solution, now you allow it. Now you allow it to open. Now you keep thinking, oh, you know that they know how they handled. Now it will get resolved. I'll have to, I am myself, I only have to know how did they do it, because I will also know how I do it. Okay, they might have known it, maybe they didn't get the chance to operate it at that point of time, so it remained unresolved, and the situation is coming up again and again.
But sometimes my mind goes like either it's just a habit. We somehow develop this habit, all of us.
What is this, from where are these habits coming up? These habits are coming up from our genetics only.
No, genetics were healthy before, people quite healthy because they eat home cooked food and that sort of thing. Now the situation around us is like all loves junk, everyone loves junk food, and we just get lazy and jobs and everything, and we're thinking, oh, that's the
So it is very important
mechanism
for
to.
you to know their livelihood, their way of living, so that that gets activated.
Okay. And the second question is, if I say that, okay, I couldn't get much information on what happened, but then if I just having that thought in my mind and I keep doing the breath work, you think
Yes,
will heal?
yes, definitely. Even if you have
Try
the
to talk to.
photographs, you can just gaze into the. I'll tell you the technique. You can, with whomever you want to connect, you just hold that photograph. If the person is there right in front of you and okay, they're willing to do this along with you, it is fine. If not, you can hold their photograph, look into their eyes, just gaze into their eyes without blinking, and you continue do it for 5 to 10 minutes, and then close your eyes and continue doing breath work. You will connect to all the informations of how they lived, where they born, what were their lifestyle, what happened to their life, how they started, entire story, entire thing will come to you.
The 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes, 5 to 10 minutes or
You
30
get
minutes.
eyes get watery and you have to close them because you got dry eye or something. Then just blink it and then gaze
Ha,
again.
ha. But as much as possible, don't try to blink it very often.
Okay. No,
Do
I
this.
think
It's a
ma'am, I
wonderful.
definitely will try this technique
I
because
did
I
this
just want
technique
to resolve
with
this issue.
my father-in-law's photograph once when he left. I just, because I didn't know about his past life, how he came to his own life story and how his life story started. My mother-in-law could not tell much, so I thought, let me do this technique. I did it, and I saw him as a very small child with so many, goats and hens and everything around him. living in a very place, and suddenly I saw leaving everything and running away and coming to another place, and then slowly is growing up. Entire story. Then when I sat and talked with my mother-in-law, then she said, yeah, they were in Bangladesh, and after the partition, they had to literally leave all their ancestral property and everything, and they had to come back. So it is like you get to know. So that means the generations had the capacity of sustaining and reassuring themselves all the time. So you know, I hold this inside.
Yeah, understand.
Okay, through the reflection of my partner, I hold this also now. Now I start, now it's a proof that yes, I hold it. I know myself, I know this part of me.
No, I definitely think like sometimes watching everyone and thinking they always take food as an to cope the emotional, to cope the emotions, because everybody have some issues here and there. Like I, mom and everyone, so they think that that's the food. Food is the coping mechanism for emotion imbalance. But yeah, I've tried definitely try that technique and hopefully, yeah, can resolve the issue. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, Shivani ji.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am, I have two questions. One question is like for myself, same on the topic of food. You know, when I was young, I had such a strong determination that I won't, if I don't want to eat any fatty food or anything to lose weight, I won't even touch it. But now, no matter how much I try, you know, how much I tell myself, I eat. Like there is that determination, that willpower is somewhere lost, and I'm trying so hard, like, you know, where to get it, like how to get that back. This is one question.
Okay.
Second question is, I go to gym, I go exercises, I walk, and I'm very active during the day. I hardly sit. But then I'm not, even if I'm going to gym, on my scales, the weight doesn't come down. It is stuck. So is that because of the stress once that's all over, or am I able to recover or heal? Will that I automatically shed my kilos, or like how does it work?
Okay. Now you want to more of it is not related to food. It is more related to how you want to look like, your appearance, right? Your goal is towards appearance. So
Yeah.
what is your image you would like to see yourself? Okay, print that image first. It could match with
Yeah.
Aishwarya Rai, it could match with Sushmita Sen, it could match with anybody in the world. Somewhere it will match,
Yeah.
right? So put that picture.
Yeah.
Now that is your goal,
Yeah.
right? Now if that goal is strong, but now how do you check that that goal is strong or not? Is it the right goal or an important goal? Okay, now how do we find it? We find it like when you are putting that picture image in front of you. Now check yourself, within 2 days are you feeling still inspired? How long your inspiration to become match with that image is on? Say within 2-3 days it is gone, all the inspiration is gone. Okay, as long the inspiration is there, you will work for it, your rest of the things will anyhow happen. Now if the
Yeah.
inspiration is lost within 2-3 days, that means that wasn't your goal. Your goal is not to look slim as your appearance, but to be healthy from inside. Okay, you can find out what is my goal. If this is not, if whatever is your goal, you will continuously be inspired. If it is not your goal, your inspiration will be lost, your motivation, everything will go in between. Within no time all this motivation will vanish. Now you have to connect, what is that I want? If I want to be healthy, then what does healthy means? Am I not
Yeah.
healthy? If I'm eating little more, what is it? Is it because I'm getting habituated and I'm getting addicted to it and I'm continuously eating? within the 3 hours of 2 different meals, am I eating so much? Okay. And if I'm continue to do that, will I stay healthy? Okay. Will I stay healthy? These are the questions.
Yeah.
And are you sure you want to feel healthy? Is it your ultimate goal? Is that goal very potential one for you? Okay. If it is yes, then you will have to make an action towards it. You have to have a commitment,
Yeah.
right? Commitment is the thought which is never ending and never bending. That is commitment. So without
Yeah.
commitment, no actions can happen. If you are losing the
Yeah.
commitment, that means you don't give that importance to what you are thinking you want. Maybe it is something else which is pulling you back. And if you want that, say to yourself, come what may, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Let me see what happens. Okay, then things change.
Yeah.
You have to just make the mind strong.
Yeah.
Okay, try this, it'll happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Tanuja ji.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Firstly, such a wonderful session it is. Like, I can see a lot of difference from day one till today. Like, the way thoughts are coming up immediately, like instant replicating thought. No, this is the way we should, like, I should think about. And everything which I'm seeing in a way of good way, like anything is coming up or any conversation is happening, it's I can see like it's like nothing now. So I can literally see the change within me. And once again, very thankful for you, ma'am, for giving us such a knowledge and wisdom, everything, how we have to be. And today also, when the session started, and apart from the questionnaire, I had a question in my mind. I have to ask you, like I personally being a yoga trainer, I train so many people regarding weight loss, to be fit, to be healthy, and how to love themselves to be fit and all. So I have to ask you. I had a thought. It might be funny, but I had that in my mind. Unfortunately, like Namita started regarding food, and Shivani ji also asked about this thing. I was like wondering how come my thought is so strong that that topic came itself automatically. I'm like surprised. So my question is basically whenever I suggest anyone or give tips or anything, I like generally have anything eating, or my family, like my father and all, we are like sweet people. Always love eating sweets. So I'm fit and healthy all the time. But whenever like something eating like one or two pieces or whatever, some literally thought comes, me being a trainer, I don't know why, oh my god, you're eating, control, control. So I'll control myself. Again, I work out, I maintain, because I love being fit and everything. So whenever this thought comes up, I wonder why this thought is coming within me all the time. I'm fit, but still why you are coming in my mind? So, what's the point? Like, where I have to correct at this point?
See, it is like one thing is there is
Hmm.
oneness, so all are traveling on the same frequency.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the reason one person's doubt is everyone's doubt. Okay. Okay, and the other point is it is not about how much you eat, or it is not about what you eat. It is about mindful eating.
Okay.
Okay, moderate eating. Okay, now you understand of course, this related to food is got nothing to do with transgenerational healing, but then I would like to give this. What is your comfort food? Ask for yourself. Everyone can ask for yourself. What is my comfort food? Okay. Your comfort food is that which anytime, in any point of life given, even at the time of death, you wish to eat it. Okay. That is your comfort food. Now list out what is that comfort food. Come what may, you are okay to eat with it. You might like a number of things, but what is your comfort food? For a week, moderately, okay, eat your comfort food. Okay, do that. Then you don't have to literally control yourself in eating. I don't control, I eat everything.
So no need of like, we do have some affirmations regarding food or being
No,
fit.
regarding food, I don't suggest anything. Eat whatever you want to eat, but be very moderate. Don't forget your comfort food. If you are making 10 number of recipes in one day, choose one of your comfort recipe. Yes, I'm comfortable. Like if you ask me, I'm very my comfort food is dal chawal. Okay, I don't mind having it all the time. In number of things are there, I would love to be with this. Okay, maybe the rest of the things, all of them I like, but I wish to do, in spite of eating all that, I will feel that completion only with this. Okay, this must be there. Then when you are not continuing your comfort food, not connecting to that comfort food every day, this habit starts because the incompletion takes over.
Okay.
Right, this incompletion, you will want to eat something. And then we already talked about in past life regression therapy, when we talked about the character structures. One is the oral personality, one is the schizoid personality. Schizoid personality is always running away from life, and oral personality is a person who is always stuffing. Why? Because the incompletion, the space which is there, the void which is there, they want to fill that void. Find out what is that void. Okay. Okay, Tanuja ji, done or went into past life?
Not just wondering. So eating moderate, then we can happily eat everything, whatever we want.
Yes. Don't forget your comfort food. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes, Neha ji.
Hi, ma'am. Good morning. Oh, sorry. Good good evening.
Yeah. Good night, good evening, good afternoon, everything.
We all in different time zones.
Yes, yeah. So yes, first of all, it is a wonderful session. It is my morning wake up, with this. And my colleagues, they always say like, why are you on high these days? Like, no, I'm just trying to know myself. So it is actually giving me
My spirit is awakening. I'm a spirited person right now.
Yeah, because there is a lot going on at work, and there are so many deadlines. I was like, it's okay. It's like, why are you high? Are you taking anything? Is everything legal in your state?
I actually also this weekend I literally felt, I need these sessions. I'm missing, something is missing from my day, and I really missed the sessions over this weekend. I was really waiting Monday to come and we can have another session.
We are hardly, we left out with only 3 topics.
Yeah.
3 topics of 4-5 days.
Yes.
So my question is not regarding food or food patterns or why I'm going back to my
We are
food.
changing the pattern. Okay.
Yes, we are changing the pattern. So when you said that if there is a fear that there is some reason or something, so it's like a childhood trauma for me. I don't like cats, so there is I don't know if I actually cannot stand them. This might be a silly thing, but it's just the cat. But there is, everybody has something like it can be a person or it can be. There is a subtle difference between like what you fear. I used to think that okay, I'm very afraid of cats because I was the naughtiest one among our three sisters, and my dad always used to throw me out in the balcony at midnight because I will piss either of my sister off. So every day he used to throw me. I was the naughtiest one. And then there's so many cats in our area, which are very scary. And when you what you have said, ma'am, like oh, when it is dark, you might think there is something over there. There is some scary moment, or somebody is picking you. I do have these kind of thoughts. Like I'm always kind of scared, and then I wanted to differentiate between like the scared part versus dislike or hatred. Everything looks similar. It's just if you dislike it so much, you just hate it. But are you just trying to hate it when covering deep down it's actually fear? I don't know if I'm putting it
I'll ask
right
you
or
a question.
making any sense.
No, I got
Yeah.
your point. I'll ask you a question.
Mm.
Say one fine day, Narendra Modi comes to you and say, Sneha, I'm done. Now you are the PM for
Oh
entire
my God.
India. So how would you feel?
I'll be clueless because that is not a moment I'm expecting in my life with my expertise or with my
So
age
it
or
has
with my
happened.
goals.
It has literally happened now. This moment, it has happened. Now, what is your reaction?
Well, I'll be
That's
honored.
fair.
I will be honored. Uh, and I will try to give my 100% and learn
So
and
this is what
then
you're going to say
do
if
what is
Narendra Modi
best.
comes to you and says, Neha, you are the Prime Minister from now. You're going to say, you will take a pause and then you will say, yes, I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, because that is not something which I'm expecting in a mail or at some person coming and telling to me. It's not like, wow, you cook well. It's like
The
you are the
problem
PM.
is you are afraid of your own power.
Yes.
Somewhere you strongly know you have all the maybe subtle knowledge of what you can and what you cannot.
Mm.
You're completely aware of it and you are afraid of it. Come out
That
of
is
that.
true.
Come out of that.
Okay.
If Narendra Modi comes and tells me, I will say, first you sit down. I will tell you how to apply. I don't have to sit in the chair. Now you work. I'll tell you what to do. You do it. You are only the frontal face of me. I'm your backyard mind. Now you sit.
It's like Manmohan Singh and Sonia Gandhi. Okay.
Not Sonia Gandhi with
So,
Manmohan Singh. It was Indira Gandhi.
Indira Gandhi. So, ma'am, I didn't understand how you relate. Okay, so you're telling me that I know my potential, but I'm just too afraid to accept it.
You are afraid to even have a look at it.
Yeah, I ignore most of the things. My husband says, like, why are you so happy? I feel like I don't care half of the things. I just want to be happy.
But the
So,
real essence
yeah.
of happiness will come out when you connect to that part of you.
Okay. Okay. All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Cats, as per the wisdom of shaman, cats are our psychic ability. If we are scared of them, we are scared of our own true spirit inside us.
Hmm.
They
I
scare us
mean,
because
it's
we
just
are scared
not cats. In general, pets is something I'm like, I maybe again, if you
my
ask
power
me,
animal is
like
a dog,
check from
but still I'm scared of dog. But my power animal is dog.
is dog. Yeah.
Okay, I'm scared of dog. Okay, but there are some dogs which are very friendly. I don't go to near them, but I know if I just give a look, they'll stop themselves. They'll not come close to me.
Come. Huh. Yeah. But again, when you say, okay, connect how your family is, how your my mother is like this. She cannot stand it. She cannot stand if there is a puppy with a fur coming to her. That's it. It's like end of the world for her.
What's
So
your
we
grandfather? Your
uh,
mom's dad?
grandfather, my mom's dad. He recently passed away. He was a lecturer and he was a principal for a college in Anakapalli.
Your
Yeah.
father's father?
My father's father is an income tax auditor. So yeah, I grew up very close with them, and I do know my grandfather's father side and all the family tree, and even my maternal and paternal both grandfathers family. Like, okay, who are they? Who is this? What are they? So I am like,
Both your
oh,
mom
okay,
and
this is
dad
what
are
they
scared
are.
of their fathers?
My mom, no, my mom is she is a bit scared, but she is the favorite one among the four
They
siblings.
can be favorite,
So
but there is a
yeah,
kind of a hold which comes back when you connect to a personality. You just stop yourself there. You're not just like moving in. You might be favorite.
yes,
I'm
my mom
very
is
very
very
close to my father, very
uh,
much favorite. But still, when I sit with him and talk to him and everything, I'm there. I'm there. I'm talking everything. But I'm not like that, pampered kind of a child running into him, holding his hand, and all these things.
mm, okay.
That's what I'm
No,
about.
my mom is very well connected with my grandfather. Actually, calls her and he talks to her a lot. He's like,
Mhm.
you are
What
the
about your
yeah,
father
you
and
are the
his father?
understanding one. Not so much. My grandfather doesn't have the trust factor in my dad's ability. He always thinks that, but in fact, I will say that my father actually did a lot on his own. Like he went to law school at
So
night
you are,
time, helping my grandfather,
yeah.
and yeah, he did a lot
So
of
your
that.
fear is coming from your grandparents' side, from your father's side. There's a pattern coming from there.
Okay, okay,
I see the ability
maybe
for
I
you
will
to
look
change
into
it.
it. I will look into it now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shivani ji, Congress,
Yes.
हाथ.
मेरा खड़ा ही रहता है मैं. My question is for my son, ma'am. He's 11 years old, and like pretty much just from last year he settled. Until for 10 years, every night he will, shout, or he sometimes even walk, and then he will repeat some things, which has happened during the day, or he was fighting with my younger son or something. But then every single night he will just, talk or shout or will walk or will be terrified sometimes, like shout like anything, and sometimes it scares me, wakes me up. What could be the I understand there might be some kind of fear. How can I, help him overcome?
Explain him how to teach him how to deal with any kind of issue. He has to open up when the situation happens. Anybody who thinks that talking about it, they might not feel comfortable there. Maybe they think, oh, it's not right. Okay, let us not do it. Or maybe they are, by the time they understand the situation is over, they're not dealt at that moment. You understand, you remember in reflections of when we are doing relationships, we did the first reflection of that moment.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, tell him about that. Anything happening there, deal it then and there.
Okay.
Okay, after coming back from school, or when you get a complete time, sit with him, just listen to him what happened all the day.
Oh, ma'am, I ask him every day. He does say, oh, we just study, we played this and that, and
He
that's the
has
time.
to say. He has to say.
Okay.
This is the sharing. Now, if he is not saying, do it from your end. This is what I did all my day. I did this, I did that. When you begin to share,
Yep.
slowly they will start doing it
Start.
there. Once they
Yes.
know how to share it, they know how to deal with it.
Okay. Good
This
idea. Yep. Yep. Thank you,
okay?
ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, should we take another question or maybe do Thursday? I know Vanita ji is.
Only Vanita ji is there. I think we'll take that. It's the
Yeah,
last one. Yeah.
let's do a quick one because I'm a bit conscious about Kanchan as well because I think she's
Yeah,
staying up
yeah.
to finish up the session.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I know.
take a rest.
Yes, Vanita ji.
Thank you.
Katte kotte teche.
Thank you, ma'am.
Quick.
Yes, yes, yeah. So it's just like as everyone was sharing, and I thought like I too much control myself when I have to talk about my things or like when I want to express myself. Like if even if with my family, I restrict myself a lot. And I think like earlier when we started this, this all this sessions, I asked you about the happiness. Like I feel a lack of happiness in my life. It's still there. Like I have attended this session. I tried to make those changes, but it's still there. Like I still, I don't know what is my happiness. I'm not able to, figure out all these things. So like
Could
how,
you do the
what
breath
I
work
can
technique?
do.
Could you do the breath work technique?
I'm not able to concentrate the like whenever I sit there, I'm not able to concentrate. I start listening to other noises which is happening around me and I'm not able to concentrate on that. I don't able like even for that past life regression when I sat down and you were guiding, even I tried to follow that, but I was not able to connect. So it was missing for me. I don't know, like it happens maximum time with me.
Ask yourself what is stopping you in being happy. You want to be happy? What is stopping you?
Mm, okay. I try to, check within me. Like, I don't know. I feel very restrictive. I'm not able to open up. It's like a lot of I'm controlling my emotions. It's just like sometimes with my husband, if it is anger, I show it up. But if it's anything else, I just too restricting myself.
Okay. You
I'm
want me to
yeah.
take a personal session for you? I don't mind.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Sure. You will be able to
Yeah.
open up? Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. We'll clear it off
Yeah.
that.
Thank you. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank
Thank you so much, ma'am. So I think, ma'am, tomorrow we won't have a session, is it? And we will be connecting again on Thursday.
I didn't get you. Yeah.
Ma'am, you said you won't be doing session on Wednesday because you're going away
Yes.
tomorrow?
Yes. Yes. So we'll be connecting on Thursday itself.
Okay, no worries. And then it will be inner child.
Please miss me.
Yeah, we definitely miss you. There's no doubt in it. We really appreciate. We have a lot of questions. Somebody else thinks, and we just clear it up. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we will do the workshop on Thursday.
Yeah. So next topic would be about inner child and spiritual parenting. We'll start off Thursday, but then I'll just give a very basic introduction because again 3 days will be a break for us. So Monday, Tuesday we'll finish inner child.
No worries.
So
Thank you
Wednesday,
so much, ma'am.
Thursday, next week we are done with the program.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
masters.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you.